Would you like to spend more time outdoors with the people you care about and less time doing a job that leaves you too stressed to enjoy the time that you do get to spend with those people? Now put your hand up if your immediate thought was yeah, but it's not going to happen. If you're 100% certain about that, press skip now because I can't help you. Not sure? Well, here's a question. How do other people have the money to go where they want and do what they want? Yet when you scroll through a job site, you can't seem to find anything that will give you the satisfaction and the financial freedom you need to live the life you want. The answer is assets. Rich people have assets, buildings, businesses, and workforces, so they don't have to trade their time for money. Some rich people are born with assets, and some earn them through risk and hard work. Chances are you've been trading the only two assets you were born with, your time and your body. And what are you doing with them? Now, I'd always believed that adage that if you do something you love, you'll never work a day in your life. And as a result, I had quite a successful career in the outdoors, but that was no longer relevant when I started my family. I couldn't afford to work 80-hour weeks and not have any time with them. So I left to do a job where the skills I'd earned would earn me more money. After moving with my heavily pregnant wife, buying a house, the funding was pulled from that job within about 6 months. And I was desperate for some security. I actually took a role with a business consultancy, a very successful one. But I was doing the very thing that I tried to avoid for my whole life. I was working in an office, I was commuting, and I was leaving at 6 in the morning and getting home at 7 at night and barely seeing my kids. And I was dying a little bit inside, and it showed. So after 3 months, I was let go. Unfortunately, this coincided with the week my 8-week-old daughter was taken into hospital. And I was so wrapped up in trying to prove my worth in a job I really wasn't suited for. But I wasn't there for her. I wasn't there for my wife. And actually, after my daughter came out of hospital, we never had the time to deal with the trauma of watching my little girl covered in wires and tubes. We just had to find something else to survive. And I took a job, we just went into survival mode. And it wasn't until a year later, when I finally came up for air, I looked around and my children were 3 and 1. And I had missed almost all of it. My wife had been raising our kids single-handedly, and I wasn't present. And I was always anxious about the money and the debt and living in dread that the rug was going to be pulled out from under our feet. And I'd like to say there was this light bulb moment that I turned my life around, but it wasn't. I was exhausted, I was beaten, and I was depressed, and I felt like a failure. And I started to let thoughts that perhaps my family would be better off without me sneak in. So what I had to do was just gradually accept things for what they were. There were no secure or well-paid jobs, at least not without me giving up almost all the time that I'd have with them. And meanwhile, I was coasting on the assumption that I'd be a good father, rather than actually being one. And over time, I came to the realization that I wasn't going to miss out on any more time with my family. I was going to find a way to be there for them and to have the freedom to go and do the things that I pictured doing. I wasn't going to keep trying to be something I wasn't, just to have my financial and my self-worth defined by someone else. But what? I knew I needed assets in order to create money and financial freedom. I wanted to do something that I was really, really proud of, that made use of the attributes that I have, my creativity, my love of people, my love of the outdoors. I wanted to do something that was really me. Let me ask you this. Are you making the most of it every day, or are you just sitting where you're comfortable? Imagine just for a second, there is no prize for putting up with a job that you don't like. What if you get to the end of this life and you realize this life was the prize? The opportunity to share it with the people you love, and you squandered it wishing you'd been dealt a better hand. So am I making this video out of the kindness of my heart? Not entirely. This is my asset. We live in a world that has changed. Traditional businesses are dying because everything is moving online. But there is a large opportunity in this. Anyone can go online and build an asset. Now, whether that's a website, whether that's a YouTube channel, whether it's a social media feed, you can create an asset. And that asset is worth money. And it's just a case of finding a way that's right for you. Don't just go and do some money-making opportunity. What value do you want to give to people? If you know that, then you can start creating assets that are going to give you financial freedom. So this is my legacy. I want to use my story and my experience to help anyone who can relate to it and set a new direction in their life. For now, all you have to do is click the button below. I'm going to just give you a short video that just explains the basics that you need in order to start a business and what is possible for you. I'm going to show you how anyone can start creating something with a few minutes each day that's going to give you an alternative to living the rest of your life in survival mode. Click here. See you on the other side. If not, have a great life.